Hey guys, uh, let me know if you can see me and hear me. Had a little bit of trouble. Yo, okay, thank you. Man, there must be a delay. Cool, cool. Uh, we'll give everybody a few minutes. I was a couple minutes late getting on because this is, I think, my fourth or fifth time going live, so still learning the bugs and basically how it works. Um, Before a whole bunch of people hop on, I just want to let you guys know if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, you won't be able to comment. I have deactivated comments for non-subscribers to try to keep out the negative Nellies. Oh, thanks, Dolce. Yeah, definitely seems like there is a delay. How was everybody's trading day? Were you green, red? Did you trade? Oh, I wish there wasn't a delay. Mm, okay, cool. Green, even. Break even, green, super green. Like that. Green, green. Nice. Nice. Okay. So we've got sorry, I've got something in my face. We've got 137 people on, so that's super cool. Uh, so we're gonna go ahead and get into it. I want to keep this stream about an hour, like hopefully no more than an hour. So we are gonna just jump right in. So the first thing I want to talk about is this tweet. Why was my crazy self up at almost 1 a.m. talking about Netflix? And I said Netflix dream setup. And if you clicked on it, there was this little note in the picture, which shame on me, I didn't really post this very well. But I said the ideal scenario, so what I would want to see, so basically my perfect trade, I would want to see a gap down open. I want to see the price go below 620 and stop out anyone who was long based on this pivot, and then reverse and then hit the gap fill. So why did I want that? Why was that my perfect setup? And basically, it was my perfect setup. We had the perfect storm of so many things. So, first of all, you can see we have a broadening formation, which means we have a pivot low, then we make a new high. Well, not a new high, but a high. Then we come down, we make a new low compared to this pivot low, and then we go back up and we make a new high. So this is our broadening formation. And why is that? Because we stop everybody out. We stop out the shorts who had their stops at this pivot when this day broke above this day's high. And then also down here, we stopped out the longs. So anyone who was long using this pivot as a stop got taken out on this day. So I wanted to see that again. okay? Let's make this a little bit bigger. I know somebody commented and said that my lines were kind of hard for them to see. Okay, so we have a broadening formation, which I just drew out, showed you guys. Hold on, let me check my thing, make sure I'm recording. Okay, cool. Oh, 1 second. Oh, okay. All right. So we have the broadening formation. We have a ridiculously bullish market, and we know this because we watch the SPY and the Qs, and they have just been gobbling up every single dip. We have a gap, which we know that gaps are targets, and we also know that typically in a bullish market, gap downs are for buying. So I said, I want to see them take out this pivot low, make a new low, exhaust all the people who are long. So this is called short-term exhaustion risk. So we took out this pivot and this pivot today. Now our next pivot was so far away and just not really possible. So you have to be thinking about that. So we're not going to come down and take out 606. That's just way too much. So that's why I said I want to see the price break 620 in the morning and then reverse and go long. Okay, now I have this white line in the middle. That is the open. So Netflix opened the day at 625.57. So that's where we opened. Okay. Now people ask me all the time. Hi, Tom. People ask me all the time, what is the best time frame for intraday trading? And here's the answer. There isn't one. Who are you? Who are you as a trader? Are you a 1 minute trader? Are you like do you like the super fast sniper moves? Are you a slower trader? Do you like the slower speeds, like the 30 minute, the 60 minute? You know, it all depends on who you are. And then also with the Strat, we're watching all the time frames. So I'm like super focused on one name. I can't trade like multiple names at the same time. It's too much for me. I've tried. I don't like it. I get uncomfortable. I get scatterbrained. I don't feel like I'm doing a good job. So I stick to one chart or one ticker and one ticker only. And with the Strat, we are using multiple time frame analysis. So we have a whole bunch of different time frames up of the same ticker. I've showed it before on my Thinkorswim layout, but I'm not going to pull that up. But what we are going to do is we're going to walk through the time frames, just kind of like the major ones. I'm not going to do like the 3 minute and 7 minute because that's just ridiculous. And we're going to walk through and we're going to look at what we could have done. So the most important things, I'm going to get rid of this line. I'm going to get rid of this line because all we care about is making a new low in the morning and our gap fill target. So let's make that a little thicker too. Okay, so here is our trade. We want it to take out 620 and our target is 632. So it's a $12 move, $12 profit. All right, now again, you guys, you've got to know the Strat. You have to know what reversals look like. You need to know what pivot machine guns are, like all these things. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you don't know what a 2-2 reversal is, if you don't know what a 2-1-2 reversal is, go in my pinned tweet, print out the paper. I'm not going to get up right now. I would, but print out the Strat combo sheet paper, hang it on your wall, study it. Study one at a time if you want, and just go and look for 2-2 reversals. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the 1 minute time frame. So I have my open marked. Open is white. Green levels are all we care about. All right. Let me make it big for you. Okay. Ding, ding, ding. The bell opens. Okay. This is the 1 minute candle. We get a big red candle. Then we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles that have yet to make a new high. And look it, we took out our 620 level that we wanted to see. Okay. So on a strat reversal, on the 1 minute chart, your entry, we got to make these a different color, make it a little fatter. Your entry was right here, and per the strat, if you're playing the 1 minute chart, you expect what you expect to happen, and you expect it to happen right away. So your entry is the high of this candle. When this candle opens and takes out the low and fails and starts coming up, we have a 50% rule. If you don't know my 50% rule, you need to learn it. We can even show it on this 1 minute candle if we want. So from the low, oh no, hold on. There we go. Okay. So once we started retracing half of that previous 1 minute candle, you could have gotten along there expecting this candle to become an outside bar and also trigger your 2-2 pivot machine gun reversal. So you could have done that, in which case your entry would have been $618.35 and your stop would have been $1 to catch a $12+ move. Okay. Now, this would have worked. Even if you didn't move your stop at all, which I never recommend, even if you didn't move your stop at all, you would have hit, sorry, I'm having trouble. You would have hit your gap fill target. Okay, so that's the 1 minute. Let's get rid of those. All right, let's do the 5 minute. Tom, I am not, you perv. I have leggings on. I always have leggings on. All right, here's the 5 minute. Okay, so again, we want to breach our 620 level. You could have, this is not talked about as much in the strat, but a red to green move. You know, most people call it a red to green move, but the strat, we call it like it's a time frame continuity change. So we went from red to green. So we just like right here changed the continuity of the day from red to green. So you could have done that. All right. So here is the first 2 down, 2 up reversal, which didn't go very good off the bat. But your entry would be there at 625.39 and your stop would be way down here at 617. That is too much risk for me. So I would have looked to have entered on a smaller time frame. But even if you entered long here and then we hit our target of the top of this candle, you could have put your stop here or at break even. You probably would have got stopped out, but then you can always try again. That's what we call doing battle. So then you get another 2 down, 2 up reversal right here. So now the actual entry on the 5 minute is 624. So when this candle opens and breaks the high of the 2 down, that's your entry to go long. Your stop would be here. Then this candle opens, you go long, and then it happened in 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. So you might have had to do battle on the 5-minute time frame, but once it worked, it worked. Okay. So this is still a very fast time frame for people. A lot of people don't like to play the 5-minute time frame. All right, let's go to the 15. Why does it keep starting me way over here? The 15 is slower. Your risk is more, but it worked. So this candle is a 2 down because of the gap down. We broke that candle's low. So it's a 2 down. We took out the 620, and then you could have gone long here, but that's terrible risk reward. That's why I like to use the smaller time frames. But yeah, I mean, it played out perfectly. Wow, I just got really hot. Oh. Oh, okay. Let me look at the chat really fast. Wow, a lot of comments. Hold on. A lot of comments. So my target is always the gap fill. My target is not the high of that candle. So somebody asked, why wasn't my target this? That's just a lot. That's just a lot for Netflix to move in a day. So I go with the more easily attainable target, and gap fills are great targets. And you can, I mean, it went halfway up to this candle, so you could have taken some profit here and trailed your stop. You know, maybe you got stopped out around here when it started pulling back. I don't know. But my target is always the gap fill. It's not to get all the way up here. Let's see. Yeah, somebody said ones are enough. So if you just learn a 2-1-2, that's pretty much all you need. Tom. Tom, isn't that where the day would turn green? But the 15-minute would turn green if this candle is above the close of the previous candle. It all depends on the time frame. Yeah, Stephen, we knew about the pins pivot machine gun. Yeah, great on the weekly. Somebody said, so you're just outside on the week. Somebody said, how would today's action affect the weekly continuity? You're just an outside week. Kind of just like this one. So really, I would still consider it in a, having full time frame continuity to the bullish side. Now, if next week you get a 3 and then like a 2 down, then things are going to start changing. ATR, honestly, I have it on my chart. I really don't pay it any attention. In fact, I should just get rid of it. People ask me about it a lot. I don't even use it. Scaling or position size tips when doing battle would be awesome. So with the Strat, we are taught to start small and add to your position as it goes in your favor. So, but it also depends on what stock you're playing. I mean, trying to play Netflix is a pretty expensive trade, whether you're playing options or not. But let's look at all the places like where there's actually only basically one really good entry and one really good ad. So this, like I said, this 5-minute 2-2 would have stopped you out when this candle broke the low. So you would re-enter, so you would do battle here, and you can buy, if you're buying common, you can buy common. If you're buying options, you can buy options. I don't talk about options a lot because they're not my expertise. What I have taught myself to do, and I don't know if it's the best way, I really haven't played around with it as far as in the money and out of the money, but what I do is I buy my strike target. So 632.50 would be like, as long as they had good volume and a good spread, or 630. So down here, I'd be buying the 630. So like I said, I buy my target strike. Okay, so here was the entry that worked, and then here was your ad. Okay, so you're in from here, you added here, so you could take off, you could do whatever you want. There's no right or wrong way to do this. You could take everything off when you hit your target. You could take half off when you hit your target and say, I'm gonna stop out when I get a 2-2 reversal to the downside. So like if you did that, you would only have stayed in just a smidge longer. So you would have cut it right there at 630, so $1 more. You would have got only $1 more profit out of it. If you're going. Sorry, reading. Why did I get so hot? QQQ. Am I still in trip? No. Do you know why? Because we actually, so I did take a starter position on that inside week and up. Why does it keep starting me over here? But we got to shoot, hold on. All right. So I did take a starter position when we broke the inside week and up right here. But then the very next day, we got a shooter. Also, we gapped above our monthly trigger. So I want the monthly triggers to trigger during real trading hours. I don't want gaps when I'm looking for, pivot machine gun style stuff. So yes, I got a little bit of meat from that inside week and up, but then we got a 2-2 reversal. We had a shooter and no reason to stay in. You would have cut it here and looked for like a long entry, like on a 2-2 reversal to the upside. So say you cut it here, we went down. So this is what I was expecting and why I had option calls, because I was expecting a 2-2 reversal to the upside like this to re-trigger that 3760 level, but we did not get it. I was in very small, it was a starter position, and I shouldn't have done it because I did not have an actionable signal. I am not perfect, but I was like, hey, we took out this target, but on the weekly, we have a rev strat. So even if you were in, you should have cut it when we broke last week's low. Well, that's what I do, Tom. I buy out of the money because I know if I'm right, it's going to be in the money. They're cheaper, there's less risk, and there's more percentage gain. And I don't usually need to buy time because I know if it's going to work, it's going to work right away. Nobody buys always commons or options. We're all different people. We don't trade as a group. Broadening formations are very common on any time frame. Why are shooters bad? They're not bad for bears. If you don't understand how shooters happen, you need to understand how candles form and what they mean, what a profit-taking candle looks like, what a dip buying candle looks like. You know, what candles look like at the end of the day tell a big story. So for instance, what day was this? 10/15. So on 10/15, this shooter, let's remove, let me get a box. Okay, so let's go into the hourly time frame. So here's 10/15. This day, does this look bullish to you? No, we started here. No, we started here. We went all the way up here and then it failed and then started falling, and we've been in a downtrend ever since. Each lower high just gets shorted. Rocco, calm down. I'm sorry, reading the comments. Yes, broadening formations are threes on a larger time frame. No, so I think I said that wrong. Outside bars are broadening formations on a smaller time frame. Does anybody have any questions about that Netflix trade? So my option expiry depends on my time frame. If I am doing a day trade, like even on SPY, if I'm doing a day trade on SPY, I am doing same day. If I'm doing a weekly, using a weekly chart, I'm using that week's expiry. If it's a monthly chart and setup, then I'm going to use the monthlies or the last expiry of that month. So you just need to play your time frame. Ooh, I don't know what I just got a message. Something about the audio stream. The audio stream's current bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. I don't know what that means. I hope you guys can hear me okay. Yeah, Tom K, his Twitter name is Tom K 2020, I think. Yes, he posts great charts. He's, you know, fairly new to the strat. He started learning it this year, but he's been a beast. Yes, a shooter is the Bears winning. What time frames should be used for day trading? You might have just joined. Go back and watch the beginning. And everybody knows what I'm looking for. If you follow me religious, everybody knows what I'm looking for on SPY and QQQ. I'm looking for outside that. Did we do it? It's so weird. On my phone, when I looked, we hadn't. Well, there we go. QQQ. Outside bars. So QQQ by the end of the month should be at 382.36 at least. Outside bars, outside bars. What are outside bars? Broadening formations on a smaller time frame. What does that mean? We made a new low compared to a previous low, and we made a new high compared to a previous high, except this looks ugly because we had a monthly flip right here at the top. So it's actually this. But, you know, when things occur matters, like Rob says, this is a higher high compared to this day. So that's our outside bar. So like I drew this in the last live. If this was a 2-candle chart, there's your low, there's your high, then we start a new month. It's going to be very hard to see, but yeah, this is a bad example. Let's do SPY. But basically, it's a broadening I'm just going to say it's a broadening formation. So we took out the lows and we took out the highs. So on a smaller time frame, so like the daily or the weekly, it's a broadening formation. Here, just use the weekly. You had a high, a new high. Oof. You had a low, a new low. Tom, do your thing. Okay, I have the most ridiculous shirt on. I hope you guys can't see it. I got it in Chicago with my brothers, but I'm so hot. I'm gonna be a sweaty, hairy Italian someday. Candy. Yeah, it did go outside month, dear. See, we have back-to-back threes, which we were calling for at 440 because of the 50% retracement rule. The strat also works on very liquid option. Like you can chart the option contract or the option chain, whatever you want to call it. I mean, if it's a very liquid option contract, it's going to move just like the stock does anyway, but you know, you can chart it and trade it like you would the actual stock. Why? Whoa, 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 whoa. Dana, thank you. A $50 donation. You said you were going to do that. So sweet. Thank you. Okay, so Tony asked, general rule for when a broadening formation is broken to the upside. What do you look for to set up a new broadening formation? Well, you don't always get new broadening formations. Like if you look at the SPY back here, this is more what's going to happen. You're going to get a broadening formation, and then, so a broadening formation is price expansion. So then after expansion, you'll usually get consolidation because everybody just got effed. I can't cuss on here, nor should I. But everybody just got screwed. So everybody's like, oh, what do we do now? Like, let's chill out, meet in the middle, and then the following month, they'll pick a side. Here's another example of back-to-back outside threes on the monthly chart. This was back in May and June of 2019, and you probably don't see back-to-back threes on the SPY a lot. Let's look. No, like we're back in 2009. Ooh, we just made a fun fact. So, in over 10 years, didn't I just, yeah, so in 09, 19, 20, 21, 9, 10, 11, 12 years, we've only had 2 sets of back-to-back outside months in the SPY. So that's a cool fun fact. If you're a nerd, if you're a chart nerd like me, yeah, you guys hit the like button if you like. That helps me out, I think, with the YouTube algos. SPY is, so somebody said SPY is still a 2 for me. It's so weird. Oh, because of the dividend. So, aha. That's why I saw that on my phone. I'm so glad you said that. So this is not with the dividend adjustment. So see, watch, if I hit this button down here that says adjust data for dividends, now it's an outside bar. So that's weird. So let's go look at ES. What did it do? Okay, so according to the futures, it hasn't done it yet. So I guess it's safer to keep it on not dividend adjusted. Weird, you know, dividend stuff. Sandro, no. You could also get a 2 up, in which case we would look to short the 2 down in December. Let's hope we don't get triple threes. Actually, that'd be pretty sweet if we got triple threes. Tom, I don't know why, but YouTube is making me, it's hiding your comments, I think. SPY to the moon, question mark. I mean, we're at all-time highs. So trade like a robot. I had the same problem for a while. If you're having trouble trading like a robot, you need to size down. I think everybody goes through trust issues with themselves, especially in the beginning, or size, or my problem. I say this all the time. I'm a super frugal person, and so I was very much attached to my money. I didn't want to, you know, lose any. I didn't want to risk much. But that's, a lot of that comes from fear. Like, I fear I'm going to lose this money. So building confidence is what helps that a lot. And the way that you build confidence is by sizing down, getting your emotions in check, and getting consistency, small winners, and then you'll be confident. Well, it helps build your confidence. Thank you, TMCL Bank. Okay, let's see. I guess I will do some chart requests. We've got 20 minutes left. Size down, for sure, you have to. You're too emotional if your size is too big. Javier, I do not have a long-term investing portfolio. Missed my opportunity like an idiot. You guys want to know where that was, the COVID bottom? I'll give you a hint. It was a broadening formation. So mad that I didn't get into that. But, oh well. There will be more. Okay, so pre-COVID. Oh, everything's fine. Cruising. Oh, you know, we're up at all-time highs. Blam. COVID. Blam. All the way down. What do? We made a new low, a lower low, compared to 233.76. So here was your broadening formation. You had a high, a low, a new high, a new low, a new high, a new low. So if you struggle with broadening formations, make sure you can say those things. A high, a low. You have to have a high and a low. New high, new low, new high. And it doesn't matter where the new high is. The point is you have a new high after a new low, and then a new low after a new high. That's what just kills people. So everybody and their mom, I wish I was more confident in the strat back here. I would have been screaming for everybody to buy right here. But something will happen. We'll have some black swan event sometime. And our last pivot low, and this is a terrible pivot low because we're still sitting up at the highs, is right here at 319.80. I don't know that we'll ever see prices down here again, but neither did Bitcoin, and look where it's at. I'm going to do ATVI because I've been talking about it a lot, and I posted about it, and I called it a juicy trade because he likes to draw patterns like this. This is not really proper stratting, I guess. It's not what's taught, but if you understand what they're teaching in price action, you'll understand why this is a valid drawing. It's because we have a pivot machine gun on the weekly, a huge pivot machine gun. So ATVI this was its last pivot low. This week it tried to go 2-2 reversal, but it just, no buyers were here. It wasn't ready. It wasn't time. And then we got an inside bar. So we got a 2-1-2 reversal. So the goal was to take that out, which it couldn't do, which means flip. We're fair weather fans. We want to be playing with the bulls because the bears also couldn't show up. So the bulls couldn't show up here. The bears didn't show up here. So then again, it's like the bulls' time. So, and I also posted where the entry was, if anybody was watching. You had a rev strat. So you had an inside bar, a 2 down, but green. So that means that the bears really aren't here and that the bulls stepped up and bought the dip that day. That's also why you like hammers, because they give you confirmation of dip buying. But anyway, so the entry was there, and then there's your targets. I'm shooting for 79. I bought the 79 calls for this week, and when I looked at market close, they were at like 91%. So that's pretty sweet. I keep losing my place in the chat. Oh, didn't mean to do that. How do you pick which one stock you focus on? My nightly chart prep. I have a video on this. Why did I think the Netflix chart was going to go down? Because it was down. Because they had earnings. So it was way down in after hours. SPY, we don't know. Once it gets to all-time highs, we have no more price action. So we call that all-time high exhaustion risk. It could keep going, or it could drop like a rock. Well, it ain't dropping like a rock because we've seen that. Oh, I'll do AFRM also because I've been talking a lot about that one. Oh, I posted this today. I mean, as of right now, it's just retesting its previous all-time high. So here's the monthly chart. So the previous all-time high was 146.90. So today was like the very first pullback that you got that tested this level. And I just said that if the price is going to continue to keep going up, the bulls want to see an inside day tomorrow. You want it to be a green day. Let's see if we can see where it is. Doesn't look like anything. I don't really use extended hours. So the weekly looks like a shooter right now, but there's still 2 days left in the week. So you don't know. But basically you want to hold the previous all-time high. You want to hold that pullback test. Zoom. Oh, it's a potential outside month. I already have the 50% drawn, but it rejected there when it tried today. But you still have how many trading days left? You've got 5, 6, 7. Ugh. So we only have 7 trading days left in this month. So time matters. So, but I think that it's possible. I think that Zoom in 7 days could get to 306, and then maybe in November, sometime in November, you get to 339, that gap fill. What about Tesla? I think I called this hitting all-time highs in my video a while back based on the quarterly chart. Yeah, so based on the quarterly chart, you wanted to be long above 780 with a target of an all-time high. So that's where Tesla's going. Ooh, guys, Tesla looks good for tomorrow. If you get a 2-2 reversal. So what you want to see, this is a nice, healthy, this is called corrective activity. It's a bull flag. I don't usually say TTO. That's a Strat Rob term that is very confusing, so I don't use it. This is corrective activity, which is what you want to see. If a stock is to continue to go up, you don't want it to go straight up. You want it to make a pullback. So tomorrow, if Tesla breaks above 869.50, you want to be long. All right. Target 1 is 877.95, and then target 2 is the all-time high. Now, people are already going to ask, where does the stop go? If you're only using the daily, it's going to go there at 857. So you've got, that's not bad, a $12 risk. But we use multiple time frame analysis, so you could go down to a 15, 30, 60, like we did earlier with the Netflix example. And you can tighten up your risk reward or your stop, you know what I'm saying? Most people don't want $12 of risk. Okay, let's talk about pins because I also talked about that. Gap fill. Oh my God. Dude, when I posted this yesterday, we weren't even at 57. Holy Nikes. I just watched Tommy Boy. Can you tell? What? Let me turn my volume on. This, there had to have been news. What the hell was the news? Oh my God. Yeah, but anyway, this was a great pivot machine gun. You see all these? You had consecutive lower highs. And then, you know, you had this one, and then you had the gap on the daily, and then the gap fill target, which was 66, and we hit 66. That's why we use gap fills as targets. Yeah, definitely it was news. PayPal is buying Pinterest. Thanks, guys. Damn, that's awesome because I know a bunch of stratters that were already in. Let's hope they held it. Not pins, no. Thank you, Julio. Yes, it is. All right, I'll do yours and then I'm gonna get off. TOL. Well, it's trying for what SPY just did, or is trying to do, the back-to-back outside months. So as long as it's above 60, the 50% retracement, you're trying to go to the 64.86. But remember, you only have 7 trading days to do this in. But it looks easily, yeah, I mean, definitely doable. So yeah, your target is going to be 64.86, and you have a nice little stop of 58.23 because that's the last little corrective activity, the last little pullback. So I would put my stop here. And MDLZ, I don't know either of these names. Mondelez. You do like these threes. And this name seems to do threes a lot on the monthly. So same thing. You're just looking for an outside month, which means in order for that to happen, the target is 62.56. Let's look at the weekly. Did that actually make it 2 down? Yep, 1 penny. Your stop, it's trying to be an outside week also. So this week took out this week's low by 1 penny. So it's going to go outside week, which means 60.75. PayPal plummeted because of the Pinterest news. Isn't that weird? How it's bullish for one and bearish for the other? Huh. All right, let's look at this. I want to see at what point you knew to be looking for a potential outside day. If it was before the news or after the news. I'm just curious. Oh, it was an outside day in the first 45 minutes. Wow, okay. Wow. So you had a 2 up, 2 down, so you would have been short per the strat, the low of this candle when this one opened. Get out when you hit your target. You hit your outside day target right there at 269.83. Wait for corrective activity. Get back in short right here with a target of a new low of day, which obviously, boom. So it's funny that this news is always timed. Don't ever think it isn't. But the news was timed with a new, with a new low of daybreak. Was it on a flip? No. 1024. Cool. Where will PayPal go from here? We don't know. I'm surprised though it didn't take out this pivot low. Oh, not that one. This one. Very surprised. It took out this one. So if you were a stratter, you knew what your targets were. There, 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 there. So you took out, well, you also had the outside day target. So you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of 6 targets hit today. That's so cool. I don't even care, honestly, what the news is. I mean, the technicals are usually there before the news even comes out anyway, so that's why I always say price action over news. Ooh, you were swinging? Well, I hope you had a stop in. I will do Snapchat and then that's it, because Snapchat is the broadening formation king. See, I already have one drawn. This is just gross. I wouldn't be trying to trade this. You're in the center of the broadening formation. You have no idea which direction it wants to go. It is going. I would not want to be in this. So you see the broadening formation. That's about halfway. And that's where it keeps. Yeah, this is ugly. I would just stay away from it. Oh, Tony. Okay, thank you for your donation. I appreciate it. I will do Chewy. Oh, looks like I already have it drawn. Okay, so it could potentially be coming off the bottom of a broadening formation. You have a 2-2 continuation down on the month, but we took out this pivot low. So this is the perfect place for a reversal to happen because you're at exhaustion risk because you took out the target. Chewy was a great short from here. You had a 2 up, 2 down reversal here. So technically people should have been short from 81 with a target of 64, the final target of 64. So once you have hit your target, that's when we say you're at exhaustion, you can flip and go long. So, I mean, it's not blasting. Well, did it hit its target for this week? Yeah, almost. So the entry, it's funny where the entry was because the entry, previous support, now acting as resistance. 64.08 was previous support. 64.09, so that's funny. So the entry was at 64.09 with a target of 67.26, and you hit 67.10. But cycle or whole numbers are good places also to take profit. So like 65, 66, 67. That's hence why it hit. Oh, it hit 67.10. So yeah, so I mean, it came super close. I'd say you're safe if you're trying to play this long as you don't get a 2-2 reversal next week, meaning you break this week's low next week, because that could just be corrective activity before they expand the broadening formation to the downside. I do not factor in volume, but it's cool to look at. I do notice it. Who asked what a stratter is? Did somebody? Okay, somebody said stopped out with a profit that was at 200% up down to 30. Why? Why? Why wouldn't you walk your stop up to break even, to 50% profit? Never let a 200% green trade go red. Unless it's a lotto and you're literally just, you don't care if you lose at all. Well, regardless of if somebody's giving you call flow or not, you still have the obligation and responsibility of risk management, right? Yeah. All right, guys. Oh, if it didn't go red, oh, I'm sorry. I thought I read it wrong then, down to 30. Okay, well, that's okay. I take that back. I apologize, but still, I mean what I say. Don't ever let a 200% winner turn into a loser. Always, stop out in some profit if you can. And the good thing about the strat though is that's what I struggled with a lot, was I didn't know where to take profit. So it was very hard to take profit because I didn't know where I was supposed to do it. Okay. All right, y'all. We are at an hour and 6 minutes. So I'm going to get off here. Thank you all. Thank you all for the donations. I appreciate it. from Tony, Julio, Dana, TMCL Bank, Dana, baller, 50 bucks, $50 donation. Wow. And Candy for also her donation. All right. So thanks. I'll see you guys on the Twitters. Tag me if you have any questions. And I appreciate you. Catch you later.